I'm Ann Leslie Smith. I am the founder of Earthsuit Entertainment. You're joining me at poolside here. It is such a lovely day, and we're going to be talking about some powerful things that are going to change your life. Honestly, I know you hear everybody say that, but I've got it down to 2 things today that we're going to talk about. So let's get into this right now. Okay. So before we were filming, I like to get everything all perfect, right? And things, I don't know why we think that way, because things are never perfect, but look what I found after I got everything in alignment, right? In the shot. This is what I found, a little feather. It looks like it's from a hawk, but that's not what I'm getting at here. It's just like there was this little feather laying right in the shot. And I thought, could this be a wink? Could it be like a, what do you call it, like a sign? It could be. I believe in signs, and here's one, a feather, it's like an angel. So there are angels all over. But anyway, today, guess what? I got some hot topics. And one of them is let me just sock it to you right now, okay? It's like, I want to ask you a question. How much pain do you want to go through doing things your way that is not working? Let me ask you that again. How much pain do you want to go through from doing things the way that you do? And they're wrong. And you know they're wrong. And everyone else knows they're wrong. How long are you going to do that? How long are you going to endure the pain? Well, I was a person who endured a lot of pain in a relationship that kind of just took the life out of me. It on the outside, it looked like it was really great. I had everything in the world. But behind closed doors, I call it trouble in paradise. So should I let this fly away yet? No, I'm gonna hold on to it. But anyway, I'm talking about something serious here. I endured a lot of pain, even to the point where I was so in dis-ease, meaning disease, of not being the true Ann, that I actually got cancer. But I was cured of that, so thank God. But that's what happened when I endured a lot of pain, unnecessary. And I'm a strong person, and I have, I can make it through this, right? That's what I was thinking. And, each new day would bring on something fun in my life. But at the end of the day, I realized that it wasn't right. And there was no way that I could make it better. I needed a change. And here's what I want to talk about. Number 1, being in alignment. Alignment with what? When you have a car and the wheels, say you have a great car, so let's just say you have a Ferrari or something, and a beautiful car, right? But the wheels are out of alignment. It ruins the whole car, right? It ruins your drive, it ruins your day, it ruins everything, especially when you get the bill, to get it fixed. But being out of alignment is not a good thing, because it could shake everything up in the car and disconnect all the connections that need to be connected, right? And so it works for your life too. When you're out of alignment, guess what it does? It shakes the very core of you out. And you could end up with some serious diseases. I don't know. May I go ahead and say this? I think that maybe some people who have a problem of being overweight, something's going on the inside. It's their core relationship that they're having with themselves that I don't think is right, that it's out of alignment. Something is, and I know that for a fact. When things are out of alignment, your whole life is shaken up. You lose your connection with things that you need to be connected with. And once you lose your connection, you're on your own. Once you lose your connection, thank goodness we have the internet and channels like mine to get you thinking, so I could toss some things out to you, some tips to you. Something might catch, and I hope it does today. Something might catch that says, I don't want to be going through pain anymore. I need my connection back. I could feel like I want to paint again. I feel like I need to do this or do that, or go to nursing school, or become a veterinarian, or something. Some of the dreams that have been disconnected, some of the desires that have been disconnected. Some of the momentum is gone. Connection, momentum, alignment, it's all the same. Why do we think we're so much different from a car? When the things that happen to a car, when a car is not being taken care of, you don't get the performance out of it. You don't get what the car was made to do. You know, I've always collected cars. I've been a car lover my whole life, but I don't want to get into that. But what I do want to say is I've got some cars right now that are pretty high performance cars. I'm telling you, and if one thing goes wrong, it's scary. Just one tiny little thing, one tiny thing throws the whole thing off, the entire thing off. And then it ends up being super expensive. Do you want that going on in your life? Do you want to stay with somebody where the relationship isn't right and it's causing you pain? But you keep on going on doing the thing the same old way, but you've got to get into alignment. And alignment means you got to get into the alignment shop. And this is hopefully the first segment of your alignment shop right here, where you can hear some tips, some truths here of a person who's gone through this and doesn't want to go through it anymore. And I know you don't either. So I hope that you get aligned and that you stay in alignment, you know, and I'm going to help you stay in alignment through my channel here. Now let's do it together. That sounds good to me, okay? Deal? Deal. Okay. So you got to get in this tribe of people that are out of alignment and want to get in alignment. And that's what tribe I'm in. And it's not a bad tribe. You know, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. We all get into relationships or work situations or friends or things like this. Or we all experiment with things that we shouldn't be touching, right? So we get out of alignment. But alignment is number one. It's number one. And the second thing that you have to have happen is, are you ready to be ready? Are you getting ready to be ready to be ready? Are you ready? Now, a lot of people say I need to change, and I'm ready for it, right? And watching this may prove that you're on the first segment of being ready to take that plunge into the pool of alignment, right? Right? Can you see that visual? And something that's going to help you fill your grid with good things is, remember, you need to be in alignment. And number two is you got to get ready for what it's a 4-letter word, want, for what you want. Now, sometimes when you're in relationships or you're in a place in your life, it just isn't, you know, you're out of alignment. Sometimes what happens is you don't even know what you want. You know, people ask you, what do you want? And you're like, that's the biggest question in the world that you can't answer. And it seems so easy because that happened in my life. My life really got out of alignment once or twice or 3 times. I mean, you know, you get out of alignment from time to time, even when you think you're in alignment, and then you end up out of alignment, right? That's why this is good to help you get back into alignment again. Because what will happen? How can you tell that you're out of alignment? Good things aren't happening anymore. I used to say to my friends, I said, you know what? I used to live in a world where I'd go down the street and a huge miracle would happen. And there'd be like 3 of those happening per day, and then I wasn't feeling that anymore. And that was an indication to me that I was out of alignment, because those are the things that I like. I like when unexpected things happen. I like when things come out of the blue and surprise me. I love that. I'm like, bring it on, bring it on. Bring it on, source. Bring it on, core. Bring it on, inner voice. Bring it on, still small voice. Bring it on. I want it to happen. I like that. That's what makes me feel alive. And then from there, I've got to figure it out. You know, is this good or bad? Is it thumbs up or down, right? Right? But it's always that kind of thing. When you're in alignment, when you're getting in alignment, when you're in the momentum of alignment, then you are basically thumbs upping it. Okay? To the point where you've got this grid, and this is how I picture it. You've got this grid inside of you, right? And it starts to get depleted, you know, all these little things that fill in the grid, right? And it starts to get depleted when we're around negative people, when we fill our minds with negative thoughts, things like that. Then the grid gets empty, and then we're functioning with an empty grid, and that's not a good thing. So you got to start putting things back into the grid, good things, like listening to this, and then thinking about it. There's nothing wrong with thinking about things. You have to use your imagination. Your imagination is going to be your life saver. Okay? How about that? That is profound. Why don't you write that down below? My imagination is my life saver. Write it down below. Comment down below. Write it down below. My imagination is my life saver. And it's already inside of you. It's nothing that you have to buy, get, you know, travel to the ends of the world, sit in a dark room in a lotus position. You don't have to do that. It's already inside of you, but you've got to access it. Okay? You've got to access it. And how you do that? It takes a quiet moment. Because they say, I read this thing one time where it said that God speaks to us in our quiet moments. He wasn't in the whirlwind. He wasn't in the thunder. He wasn't in the fire. He was in that still small voice, in that God zone that I talk about. Like that fourth dimension stuff, okay? It's in there. It's in that miracle zone, that thing, the God zone. And that's where alignment comes when you hook up with that, when you connect with that. That's where that alignment comes into play, okay? And it's your imagination. Because some people say that imagination equals God. That's heavy. That's profound. I'll go with it. So let's go with it. So imagination, hey, if God is dropping that into you, your imagination, download it, man. Get on with it. See what he has to say. I mean, you obviously aren't going the right way, like I wasn't going the right way in my life, and I could imagine things. I could imagine me singing back then. And sure enough, someone came up to me and said, hey, Ann, we heard that you sing. You want to come sing at this gig? And I was like, no, I can't go, because I thought I was too traumatized by my, bad relationship that I had. And I actually had to force myself. So there's nothing wrong with forcing yourself, but I knew in forcing myself it would be a good thing. Isn't that weird? There's like two things to everything. We either have something or we don't have something, right? So in order to get something, I had to get out of the have not something to get into the something. So I got into the something, got up on that stage and started singing, and I haven't stopped since. Got my first song on the radio years ago and had many since. And many fun things involving music again, because that's what was planted inside of me. That was in the center. That was my alignment. And that was the first thing that went bye-bye when I got into a bad relationship. Wouldn't you know? That was the first thing that robbed me, that it stole from me, that being in a bad relationship just took right out of my life. And I got it back. I remember I didn't even have any guitars, and I'm telling you, one day, talk about miracle. Listen to this. One day, I arrived, and I had 5 guitars sitting on my front area that had been delivered. I am not kidding you. One was from Robin Williams' mom. We used to hang out. We used to play tennis together. And can you believe it? I had 5 guitars in one day. I have a picture of it. I have to show you later. Maybe I can add it. I don't know how to do that, but it was so exciting. And so ever since then, my life's been in alignment with miracles, in alignment with favor, in alignment with sources, with resources, with people to help me out. So I didn't have to feel alone and shut in. But alignment's really important, and that's what we're talking about today, and it's already inside of you. You have everything inside of you. You just have to access it and have the desire, and that desire has to be a burning desire. You've heard that statement before, a burning desire, right? Oh boy, I've got so much to talk to you about, and that's what this channel is about. I am so excited for you that you're going to be changing, and comment down below. Tell me some of the changes. Tell me some of the problems, and tell me some of the solutions you've come up with using better alignment, right? And right now, I think I'm going to align myself to get in that swimming pool. It is so hot out here. But anyway, this is for you, and I'm going to just send you good thoughts. I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.